I'm Gwen Preston of Resource Maven. We're here at the Metals Investor Forum in Vancouver in January, and I'm joined by Ivan Bebek of Auryn Resources. Thanks for joining me at the conference.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm here, Auryn has a large portfolio, but the one that I want to talk about, the project that I want to talk about today is Sombrero. So I sat down with you guys last month and got the overview of the work that you've done at Sombrero. I got really excited about this asset, so I kind of want to convey what it is that I'm so excited about during this video. So let's paint the picture a little bit, talk about the district that you're in and why the area that you're working in hasn't been looked at when the whole other side, which is very prolific, is sort of staked out.
Sure. So the other side is the Las Bambas Tintaya district. Tintaya was one of BHP's most profitable mines they ever had. Las Bambas is 1.7 billion tons of 0.6% copper, so like a 50 million ounce gold deposit if you converted metal prices. So, you know, we as a company have always swung hard to find the biggest deposit on the planet, and now we actually have a shot at doing that. Looking at Las Bambas and all the other deposits on that belt, and these are some of Peru's biggest deposits, we've compared the geology, specifically the rocks, the intrusive rocks, the limestones, the sediments, all the same rocks that host these deposits occur at Sombrero. Why are we getting an opportunity at Sombrero? Well, first of all, we give a lot of credit to Miguel Cardozo. He's a famous Peruvian. He was credited with the discovery of Yanacocha as a gold deposit 60 million ounces later. Brilliant geologist. Miguel had acquired this about 7-8 years ago, ran out of money in the bear market, as most juniors were doing. And we met him because our gentleman where we work with used to work for Newmont, so there was a common understanding and knowledge of each other. Miguel introduced it to us. We took a look. We saw high-grade gold, we saw high-grade copper, and there was a lot of volcanic cover. And this doesn't exist on the east side of the belt where all those big mines are. It's all outcropping. It's a lot different scenario. So we took a closer look. And what people originally saw here was they saw a bit of gold and they saw the iron deposit that had 4 holes into it. A little bit of mining went off a small iron deposit. And people quickly turned away because there was no copper. And copper is way more valuable than gold in these big systems, right? So it was about the second visit that Dave Smith, one of our geologists, went and found our good lucky target. And if you look on our website or in our materials, you can see the side of a beautiful cliff where you can see a huge skarn body. You can see old school mining adits into this cliff where they were mining high grade copper. And we said sulfides, copper, gold, wow. And then you look at the thin layer of volcanic cover on top. And then you go back to where we've done all of our work today on a Sombrero main, where we're going to drill the first 40 pads this summer. And you start taking trenches 100, 150 meters wide, 0.5, 0.7% copper gold equivalent, 30 meters of 2% copper, in trenches, up to 200 gram gold, up to, an ounce gold, up to 17% copper. The metal budget's big. The signature so far on 2 of 5 projects represents the scale of what we're seeing at Las Bambas. We acquired 7,000 square kilometers because we sampled all of it with stream sediment sampling. We've got the best of the best. All of it is prospective for copper and gold, but we've got 5 major centers that we're looking forward to drill.
So yeah, you stream sediment sampled huge area, 7,000 square kilometers, and then staked or acquired all the hot spots.
Yes.
And now you went through it there, but you've put together geophysics, you've put together an understanding of stratigraphy and mapping, and then you talk about a bunch of these numbers that you've gotten in trenches or in grab samples. And there's 2 kinds there. There's sort of lower grade, but bigger intercepts, and then there's these high grade grabs in smaller zones. And that's because both kinds of opportunities exist with these intrusive centers, right?
Sure. So to add to that, if you look at Las Bambas, 60% of that deposit is hosted in the skarn. And then the porphyry portion is the volume, it's lower grade.
Right.
So we're going to drill both high grade and we're going to drill low grade volume.
Yeah.
But the high grade and the skarn targets, which there's about 7.5 kilometers of targets that we're going to test this summer, that's going to be the sweet spot, the grade, and then the big volume. There's a porphyry coming in the middle of everything, but the big volume of the endoskarn or that lower grade stuff is going to be what brings the tonnage up dramatically. So the only thing we don't know in our signatures is what's giving off the sulfide signature. Is it pyrite or predominantly gold copper? And on surface, it's predominantly gold copper, so we're hoping to find that at depth, but the opportunity is massive, and there's 5 major centers to go and have that kind of excitement for.
You've looked at a lot of projects over your career. You've had several successful companies already, but amongst all of these companies, obviously you've looked at a lot of projects. Sombrero, you've said to me, stands out amongst sort of everything you've ever seen?
Yeah. In 19 years of being in the business, both as an investor and as an executive, Sombrero is the biggest shot that I've ever going to have a chance to take as a shareholder and as an executive. And I say this, and I encourage you to recommend the video that we've posted on our website. Michael Henriksen, our chief geologist, has done a remarkable job of narrating a 15-minute video. And if you watch that video, you will see where all this energy comes from. And when I make the statement that it's the best thing I've seen in my career, only thing's missing is drill holes, but it certainly has the global attention of all major, not just gold companies, but all the base metal companies as well. So it's a phenomenal project.
Yeah, definitely take a look at that video. It really does a great job of pulling together all the data that you have so far. And now we just have to wait for those last few permits and twiddle our thumbs until you can start drilling in the middle of the year.
Yeah, but very exciting time, and I said this on stage. We'll barely have enough time to introduce Sombrero to the market and to accommodate all the corporate interests before drills start turning. And you know us well. We will do our global tour to go and make sure every investor has a chance to see what might be the biggest mine found in the last decade in the world, and that's our swing with Sombrero.
Absolutely. You don't have to wait for results for there to be an opportunity, especially when a team like this gets out there and starts talking about the most exciting project they've ever come across. So thanks very much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate it.